Cordell would never. Mm-mm. Miguel would never. Ace, you messy. So Ace went on Speedy. I was about to say Speedy Gonzalez. Was it Speedy Morton or something? I can't. Okay, anyway, I can't remember his last name, but Speedy, his podcast. Speedy has also been reviewing the show on his TikTok, so it made sense for him to go on this podcast. Now, I'm not going to talk about the whole podcast because I actually haven't watched the whole podcast. I've just seen like segments. I just think Ace, this is really in poor taste, personally. Obviously, he's answering the question, but I feel like the way he answered the question is because he's hurt that he's come out of the villa and he didn't. People are seeing a side of him that he probably hasn't seen in himself. We need to remember that this guy has just turned 23. So all the stuff he was in villa, he was 22. That's young. Now, Ace, even though you don't want to believe it, even though I know you know it, you are an influential person, okay? Your character, your personality, how you carry yourself, it gives off leader. Regardless if you are asking people to follow you or you're forcing people to follow you, it doesn't matter. That is what you give off. People like Taylor and to an extent Nick were following you. Okay, the first half of the season, that is what it was giving. So because of the whole Jeremiah thing, that put a bad taste in my mouth personally. I just thought he was doing too much. I'm not saying that what he was saying was a lie, but I think he got so worked up about Jeremiah and Huda to the point where it is, I don't know, it was weird, it was annoying. And he's saying, the producers, the edit. I hate when people come out of reality shows and blame the edit. Blame it on the edit, as RuPaul would say. Because, Ace, you are younger than reality TV. We have The Bachelor. We have Big Brother. We have Love Island. Love is Blind. Real World. Okay, maybe you might be a bit young for Real World. But Real Housewives, Married to Medicine. We have all these shows, reality TV shows, that people come out, Drag Race, people always come out and say, I got the villain edit or X, Y, and Z. The producers can only use what you showed them. They can only use what you showed them. Like, you are a lot of good things. You're charismatic, you're a handsome guy, you seem to be very smart, you seem to have great qualities about you. However, Ace, you've also got bad qualities about you. Bad qualities that in that type of environment was highlighted, and it wasn't nice. Other people that were living with you, Austin, Charlie, they've alluded to the fact, or blatantly said it, Jeremiah, that you were like not a ringleader, but you were leading people or you were influencing people, whether or not you wanted to or not. It just happened. You've come out on the show now, and how you viewed yourself and how people are coming at you, you've probably never experienced that before, which I understand. You're hurt. You're sulking. You've probably thought, oh yeah, I should have been in the, based on how everything is going on, we should have been in the final. Yes, I do agree with that. However, you were voted out, not necessarily because of your relationship with Shelley, but just little things of how you were portrayed. And I understand that, Ace, you feel like they did you dirty, gave you villain edit. But you know what you're going on. When you go on a reality show, you know what you are going in for. You know how the production, it's not them following you. It's not a 24-hour feed. Okay, it's an edited program. So can people stop going on the show and then complaining about edit, because no one forced you to come on the show? And then this whole Nicolandria thing, like him not thinking, well, he doesn't think it's real because he doesn't think Nick is basically real. And in my head, I was thinking, does Nick know that you feel this way about him? Talk about stand on business and be truthful and all that stuff. I honestly don't think Nick and Olandria probably knew this is how he felt. And it seems as if that he hasn't even hung around them like that, both of them together, or Nick, since the show, which is like a month ago. A lot has happened since then. They've been on holiday, they've been on doing shoots and all that stuff. Do I think Nicolandria is fake? I don't necessarily think it's fake, but I think they're trying to see if it could work, because it would be stupid of them not to. This is a great platform. So far, they've gotten very good deals. And is it because they're getting it and you feel like because you guys were more genuine, you should have got it, Ace. I don't know. But I just feel like if him saying, "Oh, you know, I love Alandria, I respect her, da 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 da. I'm not that close to Nick. I don't respect him, or you know, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z." Everything is just gonna come back to Alandria. They're gonna send both of them hate. They're even gonna send Shelly hate. You're making it weird for. You're probably gonna make it weird for Shelly because what are we really doing? Ace, I just think the way you expressed yourself, you're obviously still coming from hurt. We seen you at the reunion, you like you were about to cry, in my honesty, like your voice is breaking. It was definitely high emotions for all of you guys. They didn't show everything, fair enough. But I think for you to come on a podcast and say it in this way, it's just gonna fuel more hate towards Alandria. It's gonna fuel hate towards Nick, and inadvertently Shelly and yourself. You know, I just felt like there was a way to say this. He could have been like, "Do you know what? I in the villa, you know, he was saying that he's attracted to her, but I wasn't sure about the romantic side, whatnot. We've come out of the villa now. They seem to be doing well. I wish them well." Give a PR answer, even though maybe you're not the king of PR, but I just feel like you can't say you love your friend, but Alandria, but then you're talking bad about the guy that she's dating, who she's, you know, you're messing up the bag, man. And even if Nick is scamming, do you think Alandria ain't they're scamming with him? Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, both of them are in on it, and it makes sense because why wouldn't you capitalize on it? It just is giving off hater vibes. It wasn't necessary. Ace, I think you have great qualities about yourself, but you need to learn something. This guy's only 22, so he's processing information as a 22-year-old. This is not a dig at people at 22, but at 22, you think you know everything, or you think only your feelings are valid. Like you're very tunnel vision, very very self-centered sometimes when you're that age, and you know it's not a surprise, but it's kind of like you're showing your age right now. This was the way you did it. It wasn't necessary. Like, if I was Nick, I wouldn't follow you. If I was Landry, I wouldn't follow you as well. Like, no, you're not my friend.